Good evening. It is Monday, February the 11th. We are going to start the Administration and Public Works Committee as we have a quorum. Alderman Ruth Simmons is in traffic and will be joining us hopefully before the meeting ends this evening. Our first item is approval of minutes for the regular meeting of January 28, 2018. We have a second? All right, all those in favor, say aye. Any opposed? All right, that minutes are approved. We will start with the consent calendar. Item A1 is payroll January 7th through January 20th, 2018 in the amount of $2,923,625.63. A2 is bills list February 12th, 2019. This is for fiscal year 18. $690,623.58. Bills list February 12, 2019 for the fiscal year 2019. $3,393,957.69. And the BMO credit card period ending November 26, 2018. This is without our Amazon purchases. In the amount of $154,991.78. A5 is the Pro Support Renewal Agreement with Dell Technologies. Staff recommends City Council authorize the sole source renewal of Pro Support from Dell Technologies in the amount of $43,007.16. The renewal purchase enables the city to maintain support plans for critical IT infrastructure. Funding will come from the IT Division's Computer License and Support Fund, which for the 2019 budget has an amount of $550,000. This is for action. A6 is the agreement renewal with Otis Elevator Company for 2019 through 2021 elevator service and maintenance at various city facilities. The staff recommend we approve this 3-year sole source service and maintenance agreement with the Otis Elevator Company for the 2 elevators at the Civic Center, the 1 freight elevator at the Service Center, 5 elevators at the Maple Avenue parking garage, and 3 elevators at the Church Street parking garage in an amount of $324.60 for fiscal year 2019, $60,324.60 for fiscal year 2020, and the same amount for fiscal year 2021. This agreement is effective January 1st, 2019, and goes through December 31st, 2021. A7 is an agreement with Siemens Industry Incorporated for building automation system for the HVAC systems at the police headquarters. Staff recommends council authorize city manager to execute this 1-year sole source agreement for the building automation system in the amount of $28,600. The agreement covers hardware, software, and service visits for the HVAC system at the police headquarters. We also have 2 additional 1-year optional renewals. The 2019 costs for the service represent a 0.3% increase over last year, and the funding will come from Facility Service Agreement and Contract Fund, which has an amount budgeted of $240,031. A9 is change order number 1 to the agreement of South Standpipe Pump Station Motor Control Center and building renovation. Staff recommends City Council authorize the manager to execute change order 1 to the agreement with MAG Construction to extend the contract time to April 9th, 2019. There is no change in the price. A10 is funding approval for the demolition of abandoned building at 2020 Green Bay. Staff is requesting council approve funding for the demolition of a long and neglected property that is located at 2020 Green Bay. The cost for demolition is $33,925. It will be paid from grants provided by the Abandoned Residential Property Municipality Grant Relief Grant from the Illinois Housing Development Authority. The city was awarded $150,000 for grant and has expended $75,000. And A14 is ordinance 14-0-19, increasing the number of Class D liquor licenses for Stacked and Folded at 824 Noyes Street. The Liquor Commission recommends we adopt this ordinance, amending Class D liquor licenses for 52 to 53, for Bad Boy Evanston House LLC, doing business as Stacked and Folded, located at 824 Noyes Street. That's for introduction. Can we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
All right, it's moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, consent agenda passes.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I've had my light on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I tried to turn my thing.
That's okay.
Alderman Rainey?
It's just a comment. On the bills list, sometimes in order just to get information, I'm not very clear, and I say, please explain. So I want to explain on the bills list today the issues of the publishing advertising for positions. So I wasn't concerned that we were paying to advertise. I was concerned that it's interesting to know that we're advertising for positions, but please tell us what they are. Advertising for, charging economic development for a position. What are we looking for? That would be really helpful. And also, when we're advertising for hundreds of thousands of dollars or even tens of thousands of dollars for Unit 742, what vehicle is that? We're not, and then we're told, well, it was, we approved it in July. Well, sometimes we're not in a position to go back and look that up. So just tell us it's a garbage truck, or it's a this, or it's a that. That would really be helpful, because we've got hundreds of pages to look at when we're into this, and so that way it would be really helpful. And then we wouldn't ask the question. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And City Manager, you will make those notations to staff. Thank you. And one thing from the bills list, which is really a question, but I want to thank Alderman Rainey, number 6. This is several times I think that you've noticed that something is charged to the wrong account, so thank you for pointing that out. All right, item for consideration.
Yes, okay, so.
I think we have to hold this one because Alderman Sufferman will be recusing himself, so we don't have enough members to approve it. So I'll go to A4, a contract for environmental monitoring study, waste transfer station with RFP Risk Management. Staff recommends City Council authorize City Manager to execute a contract for the environmental monitoring station study, waste transfer station with RHP Risk Management in the amount of $229,300 with a potential additional amount of $40,032 to purchase monitoring equipment after the study is complete. Funding for the study will be provided from the Capital Improvement Program. This amount draws funds from the settlement funds awarded to the city in 2016, which equals $1,263,247.90, and the per ton host fee paid to the city, which has a balance of $86,412 as of February 5th, 2019 for action.
Chair Fleming.
Move approval.
Yes.
Alderman Ruth Simmons, as I think you know, has been caught in a bad traffic jam. She'll be here very shortly. She'd asked that this item be held so that she could speak to it. So hopefully she'll be here before the end of your committee meeting.
Okay, so that means we'll come back to item A3 and A4. So going on to A5, Park Evanston mobile app wallet incentive. The Transportation and Parking Committee recommends council approval of the parking incentive program. The program will give users who preload $20 in the Park Evanston mobile app wallet a one-time additional $5 free to use towards on-street parking payments in the city of Evanston. This will run through May 31st, 2019. There is no direct funding required. The cost of the program will be reduced revenue to the parking fund. Staff estimates that between 4,000 and 5,000 users will take advantage of this offer, which at most will cost $25,000.
Move approval.
Move approval. I have a question for staff. Oh, sorry. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All right. Ms. Veland, can you please just explain this a little more? It was a mouthful, and some people are paying attention.
Yes. Good evening. Jill Veland, Parking Division Manager. So what's before the committee this evening is an incentive program through the Park Evanston app. that we currently use for someone to use mobile payments when paying at the pay stations and the meters on streets and then lots. Specifically, the wallet is an option for someone to download money onto a wallet and use that in lieu of a credit card. They could also use a credit card to purchase a wallet. So those are the two options. They can come into the city, put money on if they don't have a credit card, or they can use their credit card to purchase the wallet. What we're looking to do is incentivize people to use the app and give them free parking dollars, if you will. So if they download $20 onto a wallet to use for parking funds, they would get an additional $5 between once this is passed in May 31st, as was discussed at the committee. They wanted to give like a 90-day-ish window. Does that answer your
Yeah, I just wanted clarification for the public. Yes, Alderman Rainey.
So there is nowhere in Evanston where you have to pay to park that you cannot use this. Is that correct?
if it's on street or in the lots. You
Right.
cannot use it in the parking garages, but you use it on street or in the lots, yes.
Where you have to go through a thing. Okay, all right, that's good to know, okay.
Thank you.
I just think it's just the greatest thing in the world. And then tell about the extra fee, if you pay the full price, if you pay for the full 2 hours.
Okay.
Explain that.
Yes, so the other incentive that we rolled out for the app previously at the beginning of this year, which was approved by the council, was if you go ahead and use the app and pay the full amount, which is currently 2-hour limit on our meters, the city is covering the cost of the fee for the app. So you will just pay the flat parking rate.
Thank you. So it's been moved and seconded. I'll just finish this one. Or do you? Well, it's been moved and seconded. So all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Alderman Ruth Simmons will continue the meeting.
Thank you.
Okay, we are on A11. Okay, A11. Staff recommends City Council authorize the city manager to execute a collective bargaining agreement with the Illinois Fraternal Order of Police Labor Council for the Evanston Police Sergeants effective January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2022. This is for.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Oh, Alderman Fleming?
I realize you don't have the light.
Right.
Sorry. Yes, I have a question. If I am glad to see some of our union contracts being completed. If staff can kind of just come help me understand, for lack of a better term, what our savings is here. I don't want to say savings because we expect the same quality service, but how is this helpful?
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the committee. Erica Storley, Assistant City Manager. We started negotiating these agreements back in the fall. As you recall, very difficult financial situation the city finds itself in moving forward. So having the cooperation of these two unions to get to this agreement that was ratified by both of them is a huge step forward. It gives both the city and the union some certainty going forward for the next 4 years, allows us to adequately plan for the future. As far as savings, we're looking at it through a different lens. Last year, as part of the budget, we had budgeted what would be a 2.6% increase if that were to be what was agreed upon. And as you recall, we took that out at the end of the year before the budget was passed and placed a zero in its place. So that put us in a position where we really needed to get that zero. The equivalent dollars of that 2.6% in the sergeant's case of the sergeants was $66,000, and in the case of AFSCME was $340,000. So to get those zeros was very important, both for us to get through this year when we didn't have money budgeted for those, and then moving forward because the pensionability of those increases in the wages would also account for additional dollars. So because we were able to get those agreed upon rates in place, we will see also a lower pension costs down the road because we have not increased the base salary outside of the step increases.
Thank you. Well, I'll just say thank you to the police sergeants and AFSCME for understanding that our taxpayers have a cap on what they can pay, and that they are still dedicated to serving our tax base, even with taking a zero increase this year. So I want to just thank them for that.
Thank you.
And for doing a 3-year deal. 4-year.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Oh, yeah,
A12, staff recommends City Council authorize the city manager to execute a collective bargaining agreement with the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees Labor Council covering 354 city employees effective January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2022. This is for action.
Move approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. A13, staff recommends City Council adoption of Resolution 11R19, authorizing the city manager to sign an Illinois Department of Transportation resolution for improvement by municipality under the Illinois Highway Code for improvements to various Evanston streets. This will allow the use of motor fuel tax funds in the amount of $1,206,000 for street resurfacing and surface patching. Funding will be provided from the Motor Fuel Tax Fund, which has a total budget of $1,508,678. $1,206,000 of this fund is allocated for street improvements. This is for action.
Second. Or move approval, sorry.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. So we need to go back to A.
Just 3 and 4.
3 and 4. Did we approve 14 for introduction?
Yes. Did you want to hold that?
No, absolutely. I'm very much in favor in that. And did we approve A10?
Yep, everything was approved.
Thank you. A3, BMO Amazon credit card activity period ending November 26, 2018, in the amount of $6,369.59.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Okay. Motion passes with 1 abstention. And then we have A4. Staff recommends the City Council authorize City Manager to execute a contract for the environmental monitoring study, waste transfer station, RFP 1857 with RHP Risk Management in the amount of $229,300 with a potential additional amount of $40,032 to purchase monitoring equipment after the study is complete. Funding for the study will be provided from the Capital Improvement Program. This account draws funds from the settlement funds awarded to the city in 2016, which equals $1,263,247.90. And the per ton host fee paid to the city, which had a balance of $86,412 as of February 5th, 2019. This is for action.
Move approval.
Second.
Is the manager he was going to speak to us about this? No?
Okay. So I am asking support of this. This has been a long time coming. We've had a resident committee working along with our staff here and myself and Alderman Braithwaite to get to this point. We had an initial request that went unanswered, and now we have what looks like the best option. I'm hoping that we can support this so that we can move forward with monitoring environmental conditions around the impact area of the waste transfer station. The award includes compliance with our MWEBE goals and exceeds it, I think, by a few %. And it includes a local contractor on the contract. I had a email that I had asked to be printed, so if you could just give me 1 second. I have an email of support from Ms. Janet Alexander Davis, along with the other residents that worked on this committee.
Is it the one you forwarded to us?
It is, yeah. So here it is to the Evanston Alderman and the Mayor, Environmental Justice Evanston. A committee of citizens for Greener Evanston has tirelessly worked on addressing the disproportionate share of negative environmental consequences that affect the people living in the area of influence of the waste transfer station located at 1711 Church Street. The waste transfer station is located in a predominantly minority neighborhood. For many years, residents in this area have been worried about the possible adverse effects on their health caused by the activities in and around the waste transfer station. They have also suffered foul smells, frequent vibrations, and noise inside their homes due to the passing garbage trucks and the presence of garbage-related insects and animals, among other nuisances. The United States Environmental Protection Agency defines environmental justice as the fair treatment and meaningful involvement of all people regardless of race, color, culture, national origin, income, and education levels with respect to the development, implementation, and enforcement of protective environmental laws, regulations, and policies. We believe the environmental monitoring study is an essential step towards restoring the right of environmental justice to the affected Fifth Ward residents, and therefore we request that you approve funding for the study at Monday night's meeting. Thank you sincerely, Environmental Justice Evanston Committee. Rick Nelson and Janet Alexander Davis are the co-chairs, and I support this message that the residents have sent.
Can I make a quick comment?
Yes, Alderman Fleming.
I definitely plan to support this. I know it's been a long time that the RFP has been out. So thank you, Kumar, for finding someone. And just personally, as I pass by that area all the time, I think we've all probably noticed the improvements just to the physical space, which is very nice. And I'm glad the residents finally have that the building's knocked down and there's some plants and stuff. So thank you for the citizens who continue to push this with the city. And hopefully this kind of thing will continue to keep us as the council mindful of how our decisions are impacting our local residents all around. So thank you to the environmental, what do they call Environmental Justice Coalition, and Alderman Simmons for really just so far making that area so much nicer for the residents.
And I'll say that I speak on behalf of Alderman Braithwaite as well. So we've worked together. He has echoes everything that I've said in support of it. May we have a motion?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Are we done then? Okay. May we have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
P&D starts right now.
P&D starts right now.
But A14,
A14? I asked it.
because it wasn't introduced or discussed.
We didn't have a
Pardon?
discussion. We just approved it.
So, yes. Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize
Yes.
they were here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.